Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. For those that don't know, I'm from Costa Rica, and that's the saying of the Costa Ricans, pura vida. That's like pure life. It's a saying in our country. Happy country. I think it's number one happiest country in the world, and if it's not, it's up in the top five. All right, guys, this is another PCM repair testing video. This is for Giovanni. He has a YouTube channel and he sent me this computer. He has done the testing on his side and tested the computer as bad. His YouTube channel is G Auto Repair. I'm going to put a link on the description for his channel. Go and show some love to him. He needs to start to raising up more subscribers. He has very good content. I look some of his videos. I cannot promise that I look at all because I'm so always super busy. But he's a good guy. He is one of my subscribers as well. All right, so this is a 7.3 2004 F350 Super Duty. Their concern is the transmission pressure solenoid is having problems and is giving a fault. They send the computer to somebody else. I'm not sure if it was him or the owner of the truck, and the other place told them that it was nothing wrong with the computer. All right, so as you see, I have it already connected here, and I'm talking to the computer on the scanner. It's not really much I can do. It's not really bi-directional controls that I can activate and deactivate the solenoid. Diesels are very hard, but I want to show you something. I mean, you'll see the pictures pretty soon. I mean, look like they not even opened the computer because this computer was definitely underwater. You can see this is the part that goes in here. So there's plenty sign of corrosion. You can see right here outside and corrosion everywhere. This is from that. Um, since I have the computer connected, I mean, I'm gonna try to get you guys as close as possible. But we have corrosion here. These sides are cracked. We got something right here in the middle of this that I should have removed because that can create shorts. We have this IC here. It's about to explode from corrosion as well, and some other things on the other side that I'm going to show you pictures. So let me take you over there first. Like that, you can see what I'm talking about. Let me see what all the pictures are. Just give me 1 second, please. All right, here. All right, so perfect. So this is for him and for my records. I always take, the camera on the microscope. You can see it's still on from doing this repair testing. So we have a capacitor. This is right in the connectors on the other side. That's one of the filter capacitors, and it can definitely skew the signals on something. But we have a lot of water intrusion, a lot of debris that was caused from this same corrosion. That aluminum start, releasing the cover in here, and that happens. All right, so this is, as you can see right there. I mean, that is exploding in corrosion under that IC. That's the debris that I was referring. You can see it's short. It was short in two pins because I just removed that in there too. I usually don't like to touch too much stuff before I do test, so I don't correct anything. Okay, so this is, well, let me just go back. This is the computer. Um, it sends some pinouts and everything, but I always do my own homework, make sure I got the correct data. And this is when I open the computer, the first thing that I notice, something like, as you can see, that's the same cover that I was showing you in there. Um, More corrosion, as you can see here. So, and we have water intrusion. Hopefully the picture, the resolution on the screen doesn't affect, but we have water going all the way here. I mean, I don't know how can somebody say that it was not. On this computer for testing, you need pins 15 and 16. I'm going to show you the pinouts in 1 second here. I got it already. So this is very basic. What we need, powers, grounds, and communication, and that's the transmission solenoid that I'm testing. And I put some other things in there like the transmission pressure, transmission fluid temperature, which is on pin 37. And for that, I'm just applying, a signal through a decay box. In this case, I use this one and then to ground. And I'm going to show you that the actual computer is reading. I'm going to change those readings so you can see they go from 131 to 302 immediately. So that is definitely the transmission computer is reading. The electronic pressure control uh, solenoid, and I'm going to take you over to there in a second. Let me just keep going with this information. So these are the powers and grounds, and that's electronic pressure control 81. That's exactly where we are, and that's exactly the name right there, right? So this, where me just trying to see what I need or not for this computer to connect to the scanner. Pretty easy, pretty basic. This is another IC that has corrosion on these pins right here, and also this capacitor. These are cracked solder joints and one of the MOSFETs in the board. All right, so going over to the information, as usual, like I said, I do my own homework and I get all the wire diagrams and I follow all the lines and make sure that everything is as, as I need to test. I'm not taking anything away from Giovanni. He did a very good job and his diagnosis is 100% right in the money. The computer is the issue. Uh, so yes, I follow the lines, and as you see here, this is both lines of these solenoids are supplied by the computer. So it's a little sometimes hard to know which one is the power and which one is the ground. That's what I always use. Uh, Load in between like that, you're not going to burn anything. And in this case, the white yellow wire is the actual ground side switch coming from the computer, and the other one is the power. And usually that's why these are shared, because otherwise both will be always on, and right. So this is a hint, a tip that you can always check, like these ones. And Giovanni noticed that immediately. He's a good tech. Yeah, all these are powers, and this will be the activations. Again, you can have power side switch solenoid or a ground side switch solenoid. Most likely, or most of the times, you're going to have a ground side switch solenoid. And again, like I said, I follow this for the transmission fluid temperature sensor, and I supply my own values. I also use for me to put all the connections. I get the at least a connector view, then I can see on the computer, and I always check, because those numbers are the connector on the harness, not the connector on the computer. Because if you see pin 1 on this computer is right here and all the way to 26, so that would be the opposite. So if we put the camera this way, then yes, it will be the sense of pin 1 to 26. So kind of like looking at this is exactly what we got there. I also put a mark with a black marker on areas that I found different problems on the computer. But so what else I don't want to show for you? I think that's it as far as information. All right, so what I have right now, since I cannot use bi-directional controls, we see that electronic pressure control is showing 70 psi with nothing connected to it. So it shouldn't. It's 0.01 volts in there. If, again, this is a pressure control valve, so we have to go over to that wire diagram, and it shows it as a regular solenoid. So we got electronic pressure control solenoids. Do we have a pressure control sensor? So let me take a look at that on the actual diagram, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, I check everything, and there is no pressure sensor on this transmission at all. Based on the code that he was referred to me, it says P1747. Reading the information in there, the P747. 1747, which is the same code that he describes, is about the EPC solenoid fail. It can be like, as you know, the conditions in here: engine running, vehicle driven in gear, and the PCM detected a short circuit and condition on the electronic pressure control solenoid, not a pressure sensor. Again, this is Autel, so we cannot expect to have everything perfect, but I think there might be just a conversion of the position that Ford might be using for that, because Hotel is so far really good. All right, so again, we are live. As you can see here, I'm going to do the same thing with the temperature, and you can see that immediately changes, and we can bring it down. I don't like that. Like you see, shift solenoid shows no fall and is off. This should be reading 0 psi because it's not nothing connected. So This one is that solenoid. I put a wire on pin 81, and this is for just a shift solenoid. I'm going to show you that, the shift solenoid should not light up because it's not being applied. Same thing with the pressure sensor on here, but look what happens as soon as I connect this in here. It's on, and nothing changes in there. So this computer is definitely toasted. I'm going to try to follow some of my always tests that I do. I mean, it's not growing too much upright because I don't have a higher bulb in here, but otherwise it will do it. And I noticed that even with ignition off, like I'm going to do this right now, is on. And you can see here, so it's still growing power, and that is not good. You'll see in a second that you see I lost connection in there. I'm going to set it back in, and we are back in business as far as readings. Yeah, this is definitely a shorted PCM, um, and this is again the test on this computer. I will try to fix it, and if it's not possible, it will be just a test fee for Giovanni. Again, I'm going to put a link on the description of this video so you guys can go and visit his channel and uh, give him some love. Again, try to subscribe, see if you guys like his content. He's a good guy. So thank you so much for stopping by. This is just a test part. I will try to not take too much of a time from you guys and do a test, try to clean this computer, see if I can remove some of those capacitors and see if it can be fixed. And otherwise, again, it's just a no-go. But we don't know that yet. If I can repair the computer, I will be putting another video and showing you guys this result. The only result that I can do is actually not having that on. And again, I want to show that where that wire is connected is on pin 81, and that solenoid is always on. The other white wire you hear is the transmission temperature sensor that is going in here that I already showed. Again, this is for Giovanni, and let me just read his channel again. It will be G Auto Repair. Thank you so much, Giovanni, for sending me the computer. I hope that we can make this work, or at least your diagnostic was 100% accurate. PCM is the problem. Talk to you later. I will be calling you, and thank you so much. For the rest of the guys that are watching the video, thank you so much for visiting the channel. And don't forget to subscribe. Again, I'm looking forward for that 50,000 subscriber mark, and maybe even 100,000. I mean, you never know where you're going, right? Okay, bye bye. Thank you so much. Bye.